Boys, if you're struggling with life and you have no direction, you have no routine, you've got no clear schedule, then the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is my purpose? Right? That question got raised to me last year. Okay. I spent £3,500, 3.5k on someone to self audit my life. And at first, I was extremely scared. Seeing that money just come out of my account, not even knowing what the true value was. And when we sat down and we looked at all the things in my life, there was a pattern that emerged. And that was very clear. There was no purpose in my life. I was coasting. I was collecting my money, my pay, my wages like a good little boy, and then repeating that 12 times a year and spending it all on shit. Spending it on things outside of me, externally, let's say, thinking that this is going to improve my life. But no, that wasn't the case. We found out quite quickly, actually, that I had no purpose, right? There was nothing internal brewing, right? There was no direction. There was no routine. There was no purpose, essentially, right? I was coasting through life. And we sat down and we looked at various things, right? One being make £1 million in the next year. That's your purpose, right? That's what you should be targeting. Or another purpose would have been get yourself out of the corporate game, something like that. It took me a year to figure out what my purpose in life was, right? And I'm going to share that with you today in this video. My purpose in life is to conquer my fears, to surpass my karma and learn from my mistakes. That is my purpose, because what I have found whilst doing this or embodying this mission is that I feel alive. I feel like myself. I feel like I'm creating something when I'm in the unknown, which is typically the fear zone. It's a place where not many of us want to go. We prefer to be in a safe place, in our little bubble, hidden from society, because we don't want to be seen, we don't want to be heard, so we prefer to be in this nice, safe space. Well, I say F that, because you're not going to learn, you're not going to develop, and you're not going to change if you're constantly in that zone. So for me, when I sat down and thought very hard about what my purpose in life was, this made the most sense, because conquering my fears has really tapped into who I really truly am, right? It's made me become more aware of my mind, my limitations, the things brewing in my body, the emotions, the stored energy, the trapped energy, all of this. And it all came down from taking action, right? There's something in life that I fear, I tackle it head on. And sorry, boys, if I'm fidgeting, there's just flies and spiders everywhere. But I tackle it head on because I know that this is more rewarding for my personal evolution than if I let it sit there and let it take over me. Because life is just purely a reflection of our internal reality, right? So think of it this way: if things aren't going well in your life, it's typically because of things happening inside of our body. It's a mirror, right? But when you're out there and you're conquering your fears, you're seeing and observing your limitations, your mind, all these self-limiting beliefs, but you're tackling it, you're taking action head on, things start to replicate, right? Things start to happen in your reality. And it goes back to the saying that we are actually more in control of our lives than we think. But not to spearhead too much into other different topics, conquering my fears is my purpose. That is what I live for, right? And because of this, I'm now more aware of my mind. I'm more aware of myself, meaning that I can actually participate instead of sit back, right? So that's a video for you boys to reflect on. If you're out there, you know, sitting, doing nothing, and you're wondering, is this really life? It really isn't, right? You need to find a purpose because your life needs purpose, right? In Islam, the purpose of life is to worship Allah, all right, or wrong, right? Very strong religion, right? It's a religion of discipline. It's a religion of sacrifice, of masculinity, dare I say, and it all stems from purpose. So we as humans, we need purpose in life. So find your purpose and make sure you embody that, because that's really gonna upskill you. It's really gonna push you to new heights, and you're gonna evolve as a character the minute you start identifying what your purpose is and living your life to that purpose. Because we're nothing without purpose. We're nothing. Everything in life has a purpose. And us humans, we're no different, right? This tree that's sitting in front of me, its purpose right now is to hold my phone, right? This mic is to record my voice. What's your purpose? Simple question, but not many of us have an answer to it. Purpose. Find your purpose, boys. Join me on this journey. If you're new to this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel because I've got plenty more of these videos and we're just evolving, boys.